Freestyle the news! Hey, yo!
If we finally beat Medicare.
I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore. America been dragging its clown shoes on the floor. Insanity versus death, like we're supposed to ignore. Of everybody we got, yo, this the shit we afford. Fucking joke, this is embarrassing at like every level. Blazers on the rise, these puppets, you better call Geppetto. Cover up is crazy like Karen Reed, it's so instrumental. I'ma call them Bronny, yeah sure they big, but it's preferential. Real talk, hotter than a mug at the Hudge. Fuck Elon, graffiti that on 34 trucks. And if you want some clean water, better suck off a judge. And if you tryna be corrupt, just try to do it with us. Yo, what the fuck? Chevron deference, strip that section. Kill off row, judge's preference. 6'3" weapon on insurrection. So much pressure on this election, and this is what the fuck we got? What are you, lost, old man, in the back of a mall? While Pizza the Hut goes off unless the lodgers involved. On a night that you called, it's just one debate. It's just one debate, yeah, it's just one debate. Bad enough you need a break. I don't need a take, I don't need to wait. Why the fuck is everybody nominating someone that the country hates? I just heard some astronauts are stranded back while up in space. Someone sent me with them on a Boeing. That the only make? Is that shit a cool, man? Half the country just think it's fake. Talking about Bolivia, you thought a specific date. Save me all that bullshit on your Jill Stein poster next to a Putin fucking selfie and her bullshit motives. Looking sus like every Drake song where Tupac opens. Trying to purge your fucking memory like Paramount Global. I'ma do this fucking live like my boy Dave Grohl do. But if you try to give a medicine, they might just close you. So where you go to, who you listen, what's the difference? All that shit belongs in prison. Fuck self-interest, fuck Green Party, fuck these grifters, fuck the SCOTUS, fuck the POTUS, fuck this incel. I don't care about one election, I care about everyone that tries to hit my section. I care about girls abused finding out they're pregnant. I care about judges saying put the fucking lead in. I care about disengagement and the bad intentions. Mad inventions built for likes and shot like fucking weapons. I care about everybody that I'm standing next to. Cause if I don't, then this is what the fuck it gets us. Too soon. Jesus. I am not fucking around today. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching Freestyle the News. If you like what you heard, please suplex that like button like YouTube suplex Dr. Disrespect's channel out of monetization options and leave a comment on your favorite bar. Guys, we have a lot to get to today, so let's just jump into our main story. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? That is honestly the worst presidential debate I have ever seen in my entire life. That is the worst fucking debate I have ever seen. And I saw the debates in 2020 and 2016. What the fuck? All right, so let me set the stage just in case somebody is watching this from the future. By the way, Thursday night was the first presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump for the 2024 election. It is the earliest presidential debate ever. This is the longest election cycle ever, and there is a large gap between this debate and the one in September. It was televised by CNN, there was no live audience, and just so you know the stakes, Donald Trump and Joe Biden are neck to neck right now. Trump has a slight lead. He is leading, mainly because of certain issues that came up with Biden earlier in the year, like inflation, like the ceasefire in Gaza, like his age. His age has been a constant, contentious issue throughout this campaign, throughout his earlier campaign, throughout 2008 onwards when he was vice president and made so many fucking gaffes. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has been very fringe and scared away the other primary opponent he had, Nikki Haley. Multiple voters of hers feel very apprehensive about voting for him. While Trump largely has a hold on the Republican Party, these are the holdouts that could be material to winning or losing his election. So Trump has to remain normal. Even if he's leading, he has to remain normal in order to sew this up. You've already heard tons about the stakes from everybody, but those are the stakes. Show menial competency and like you're alive and just act normal and don't go into some fringe bullshit. And remember, Joe Biden called for this, right? He wanted this debate this early as a chance to reset the political scales and use the summer as campaign ground. It is a big moment for his campaign. And right off the fucking bat, within the first 3 minutes, Biden looked like a fucking husk that a sorcerer sucked the life out of. His voice was hoarse, he rambled constantly, he was not composed. I don't give a fuck whether the incumbent on the first debate is bad or not. That's not what this is about. We're not here to make excuses. This is what this is. It's June, your next debate is in September. This is bad, especially when you are trailing. And how bad was it?
From 2 days ago, on tape to her daughter, who's a documentary filmmaker, every reasonable actor has debunked it on January 20th. I'll have that war settled. People being killed so needlessly.
What are you doing? What the fuck is this? What is this? Bro, you have been a politician for 40 years. You should know the camera is on you. That is a no. What are you doing? And you already know Donald Trump lied. I don't need to fucking tell you that. You know he spread a bunch of falsehoods. The night was pretty much just Trump spitting out, like, constantly, just random bullshit, and Biden just like, I don't. Remember the aggressive lemur from last week? I was wrong. It's him. He's the he is the oldest lemur in existence, just trying to find his fucking keys. I turned this on for a few minutes. I could not keep it. It was so bad, dude. There were points in the night where Biden was teed up softballs and just completely fumbled them. Like this abortion question.
The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states. Let each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in, they talk about that.
Bro, you took the biggest layup and you framed it around an issue that Donald Trump has been spitting out constantly. You gave him the fucking ball. This is the J.R. Smith LeBron moment all over again. And this rambling answer about Medicare.
Everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President.
And I get it, Stutter. I get it. He's nervous. It doesn't fucking matter. That doesn't matter. Biden's voice was hoarse. If you can't competently and strongly give an answer, it does not look good. And Trump is just very ADHD all over the place. So of course, by comparison, he's going to come off better. That's just the optics of it. It is the most basic tenet in all presidential debates, period. It is largely why people say that John F. Kennedy won the debate against Richard Nixon, because Nixon looked sweaty, looked unkept. Like this was that times 100. I'm not exaggerating. As the night went on, Biden got reasonably better, right? He started to answer and attack more. He got better, but the damage was done. It's done. And this is a rule in politics. You should have, again, you've been a politician for this long. You've run multiple campaigns. You know this shit inside and out. Biden is a very sophisticated operation. It's not rinky-dink motherfuckers. He knows what the rules are. So it should mean something when after the debate, these are the conversations that are being had.
Conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call?
I believe this is a moment to at least have a big open conversation about whether the best thing he can do for America to end his presidency as the success it deserves to be is whether or not he should step aside.
If he stays in, and he will lose to Donald Trump, he's losing in every battleground poll. Give it 2 weeks till people process this debate. He will be plummeting. He risks turning this country over to Donald Trump.
There's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention. And there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that.
I will say Donald Trump also had some really rough moments in this debate.
No, stop. Listen to me. Everybody knows what this is with Donald Trump. There was a question postulated whether Joe Biden was old, and the campaign went to great lengths to say no. That is not an issue. His age is not an issue. That was an attack they took full on, full bore. They got mad at Jon Stewart for that fucking thing he did. They got mad at everyone for suggesting age is a factor in the American public's vision of what a president is. And do I think Joe Biden could have dispelled it? Yes. Right after this debate, he was much more composed, much more fiery, even the day after talking to a crowd. But that doesn't fucking matter. Anybody telling you, oh, it's just one debate, shut the fuck up. And any surrogate, I'm not talking about person who supports Joe Biden. I'm talking about a surrogate, public facing, any surrogate or media entity going, it was just one debate. You know, we all have an off night sometimes. Yo, cut the fucking shit. It is not just one debate, and this is not about Joe Biden having a bad debate. That's not what it was. It was about Joe Biden clearly playing into a narrative he was trying to fight and aiding it. That abortion question is indicative of the whole fucking debate. Something was raised that is deliberately provocative and spun, and instead of having a well-researched, well-formulated answer to that attack, he fell into it. I don't give a fuck if you have a cold. That's not what this is about. There are ways to even deal with that. Tell people you have a cold. Be upfront about it. At least you can have that. Not have everybody watch as you fumble and fuck up. Make social media posts about like, I'm drinking dark Brandon fucking soda and then shitting the bed like this. Like, I'm not overreacting. Like, when is the last fucking debate you remember? When is the last presidential debate you remember, Donald Trump notwithstanding, where the candidate was told, you need to drop out of the race now. You need to drop out of the race now. Just drop out. This is bad. We're going to lose if you're there. Drop out now. The only one I remember was Donald Trump, and even then, it was not widespread like it is now. It is over headlines everywhere, and it is not undersold. It's not. Senior officials are talking about it. Okay? The New York Times editorial board published an article about it. Get your head out of the fucking sand. I am somebody who understands that democracy is on the line. I am very well aware of what is at stake in this election, and we will get to that in a second. Trust me, we will get to that. But here is a word of advice from somebody who has won media wars before, who just explained one of the biggest media wars in the last fucking decade to his audience. Gaslighting people or making people even feel gaslit doesn't help. Do you understand? There is a reason Dr. Disrespect doesn't have a monetization on his channel anymore. There is a reason why everybody screams not like us when Drake is fucking around. It's not just because of their allegations. It's because of the way they played into it. It's because of the way they made every stupid excuse without thinking through their actions. And this is the last thing I want to say why I'm so angry. I think Donald Trump and Joe Biden both did fucking horrible. Don't get it twisted. Trump fucking sucked. If there was a fucking lawn chair I'm not even kidding, like a Clint Eastwood fucking standing desk chair, whatever the fuck you need to just prove that this guy's like nobody talking to him. He would have lost to a fucking chair, but he didn't. He had somebody actively aiding and abetting his bullshit on stage just by looking like a husk. They both this debate fucking sucked, dude. It sucked. There's no audience, fine. It sucked. It was on CNN. Who has been like, man, I can't wait to watch a CNN debate. Oh boy, more preformed answers with everybody telling me we're about to have the biggest night ever. And I just want to make a shout out to all of the surrogates, like specifically everybody glazing. I just want to let you know, if you are glazing anybody after this, I fucking mean it. I mean it. Anybody just being like, it wasn't that bad. He did this. It's just one night. Anybody being like, Donald Trump won this. Yo, shut the fuck up, you dumb motherfucker. I hope all of you just fuck each other and get it over with. Like, do you understand? Like, most of America despises you. Like, the part of America that decides election, like the majority of Americans despise you. The only people who like you are fucking Twitter eggs. I'm not kidding. Everybody who's terminally online and scared listens to you, but God, if they could push a button where you didn't have a career anymore and they couldn't hear from you for 6 to 8 months and nothing you said echoed into the media ecosystem, they would fucking Honda body slam that button instantly. Both of y'all sucked. This is embarrassing. Quit defending this shit. Okay? Obviously, democracy is on the line. That's why we're talking about this. And two people are playing their fucking egos in front of what's actually fucking important. And I would tell you, let me know what you know in the comments, but we're gonna go right into our next fucking story. The Chevron Doctrine, because that happened the next fucking day. This is why this whole thing means something and why I get pissed when people come into my comments right afterwards and say shit like, vote Jill Stein. I will get to that in a second. And by the way, dude, I'm not mad that you said vote Jill Stein. Everybody is susceptible to propaganda. I don't think you're a bad person. But we need to talk about the Chevron doctrine in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court today, as I'm recording this, ruled against the Chevron doctrine. They overturned it. The Chevron doctrine is basically a rule that's been there since the 80s that pretty much gives deference to regulatory agencies to clear up the generalistic bullshit that Congress puts into a bill. So let's say Congress says, you can't serve bullshit in our food. You can't serve shit that's dangerous to us in our food. That is general. That's saying like, hey, what the fuck? What is bad for you? What's bullshit? What do you mean by that? Regulatory agencies like the FDA, the EPA, go in and define what that means. What is actually bad? What's the problem? What is dangerous for us? Why is asbestos bad and will kill people? They put in the regulations that corporations have to follow that save lives, that stop people from getting cancer. That's what that is. And the Supreme Court overturned it, saying that now judges are the ones who have the deference, which means that if you say, hey, you can't put asbestos in water, that's dangerous, a fucking corporation can sue you, take you to court, and you have to prove to a fucking judge why asbestos kills people before they dump that shit in the water. That is unbelievably dangerous. That is transformative in the worst possible way. That is one of the largest power grabs in Supreme Court fucking history, and they just did it with a 6-3 clean majority. A 6-3 majority that was put in place by Trump. So cut this the fuck out that it doesn't matter. It absolutely matters. He wouldn't have been able to do that if he hadn't won in 2016. Cut the Ruth Bader Ginsburg shit. Cut that shit. Doesn't fucking matter. I mean, if she just retired, no, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's what happened. By him being there, that's why this happened. And there were other fucking horrific rulings as well. Them making a ruling that essentially lets you criminalize homelessness or where homeless people sleep. A ruling that sides with the January 6th insurrectioner, saying that the Department of Justice overstepped prosecuting them for a fucking insurrection. So listen to me when I say this, and I put up with it a lot, okay? I understand the duopoly shit, but I'm so fucking tired. I'm not playing this game anymore. Okay? The duopoly sucks too, but you need to understand that the system right now is not built for the third party, and the only people who are running third party aren't taking it seriously. Here's the thing with Jill Stein. Jill Stein has a history of saying shit against vaccines, and then afterwards when she was called on it, she's like, oh, that's a distraction, but vaccines don't cause autism. She condemned Putin for his invasion, but also said that fucking Ukraine provoked it, which is a dumb fucking take. She was invited to a luncheon with Putin and Michael Flynn. She's also said shit like, oh, Wi-Fi could be dangerous to young people. It's going everywhere. Like, Wi-Fi. And even if you explain that away, any reasonable candidate would understand that's a fucking stupid thing to do. Just like somebody would know if you're trying to reset your campaign, don't go out looking like a fucking zombie from an Elden Ring dungeon. If Joe Biden was on the Green Party and Jill Stein was on the Democratic Party, I would tell you, vote for Jill Stein, because that party is a fit. The mechanisms of that party, the machine of that party can win elections. They have the resources, they have the timetables, they have stupid people who work there, but they can actually swing and attack. Unlike the Green Party, which is ill-equipped. Here's another fun fucking fact for you. Did you know that every Green Party elected official to state senate has either been a Democrat and switched to Green Party conveniently, or they've been a Green Party member who switched to Democrat. They almost always leave Democrat, or they are disgraced and banished from the Democratic Party and get unelected as a Green Party candidate. There was one guy who was elected as a Democrat, switched to Green Party, and then as soon as he was reelected, switched back to Democrat, because that should tell you the party is woefully inequipped and desperately disorganized. If you want to fight the duopoly, you're late. 4 years ago, we were supposed to start. Nobody started efficiently. There are ways you build political parties. It has happened in multiple other countries. Nobody has actually done it well. The People's Party was an attempt at it, and it was actually just a giant grift by Ryan Knight and a bunch of motherfuckers who didn't do anything substantive to make things happen. And I am not fucking kidding you. This is not about moral objections about voting. Everything you love is gone if you don't vote, okay? This is not about you. Do you understand? People keep coming at me like,
oh, well, like, you're just supporting this.
I'm not supporting the system. Like, why the fuck can't I say Joe Biden is a bad candidate and he is the only choice I have? Like, this is an adult decision. It is. If you walk away from it, bad shit happens. They could put asbestos in your fucking water. Women lose the right to abortion. There are clear consequences. And I promise you, I understand. I'm not shitting on you for feeling apprehensive about vote. Like, dude, I fucking get it. But if you saw my episode where I talked about fucking election backlash campaigns, there is an entire fucking campaign that has been run over the last 4 to 8 years to try to make people disengage with the process because those people don't think that anything fucking matters. They're like, it's capitalism. There's a bunch of fucking socialists that you know who are giant capitalists and have giant capitalist podcasts and everything like that, all to grift you into being like, well, I can't feasibly vote or engage with the system in any way, shape, or form. You're true. Like, you probably honestly feel that way, and that is an honest, earnest feeling that you have. They lied to you. They lied about that feeling because they wanted to make you feel like you don't have to engage with the process, and it works against you every fucking time. Politicians suck dick all the time for votes. That's all they fucking want. Money and votes. They'll turn over their family. They'll turn over their friends. They'll fucking lose their soul for a fucking vote. If 8 to 12 years has taught you anything, that's all they fucking do. They want to protect their ego and they want to protect their job. You want to protect your life. So you know what? Threaten their ego and their job. You tell them, I am voting for you and you better do what I fucking say or I'll vote for the other guy. That scares the shit out of them. And listen, Biden is scared. That uncommitted thing really did put him on the back burner and he has to fucking answer. Clearly, it had effects on the way he handled Gaza. It had effects on the way he pressured Netanyahu. He still has to do more. Clearly, this is important. Do not vote third party. They're full of shit. Stuff like this in the Supreme Court is going to keep happening if people do not engage in the process. All right? Period. Many people are calling for Joe Biden to step down. It is unclear whether that will happen. For the first time in a long time, though, it actually feels possible, like it would happen, because it's that serious. I'm tired of politics. I'm tired of being like, we told you so, and oh, this is that. People's lives are on the line, and this fucking guy can fucking win and hurt everybody. And I am embarrassed, not because of Biden. Like, Biden is embarrassing, but I'm embarrassed at us. I'm embarrassed that we let people tell us to not engage with the process enough, because we could have done that. We could have started 4 years ago. We could have started 8 years ago. We didn't. We didn't do an effective enough job at building alternatives. Like 100%. It's on us. Who are we blaming? Like the Democratic Party is not a magical cabal. They fucking are not great. Look who they're putting up. I'm not saying like, oh, just vote blue no matter who, or blue MAGA. It's not what I'm fucking saying. I'm saying you have to engage with this process if you want it to change. And you have to keep engaging with this process. Not do the bare minimum and expect everybody to do anything for you. Clearly, it is on us. It is on us. The system is broken. Your car lost a tire. There's no mechanic around. All right? Your house is fucking, the door blew open on your house. Nobody can fix it. What are you gonna do? I believe in people. I believe, like, the reason I talk to this community, and I'm very scared to post this, because the second you tell anybody about engaging with voting, they immediately call you a shill. I'm not a fucking shill. I've been the same person for forever. And I always vote because I know that my people with my skin color and their lives are on the line all the fucking time. Even if I can't save all of them, I can at least save some. So fuck the Jill Stein poster, okay? Fuck the People's Party. Fuck Joe Biden glazers. Fuck people who want to disengage with the process altogether and say, don't vote. Listen to me. This community, the one that we have, that you get to watch me rap every fucking week, I know that sounds insane, but it is weird to me how easily we all get along. We have a wide range of like political beliefs in this community and age ranges. I've seen the demographics, guys, and it's awesome. Nobody bites each other's head off. Occasionally some guy gets really mad that I mentioned a rap beef, but why I'm a fucking rapper. Why would you do that? But that work and that effort to get along with other people, that life is real. Twitter is not a real place. All of these fucking marketing schemes and this messaging, it's not real. What's only real is making sure me, you, and the people around us are okay. And that there is a road ahead where we can build on instead of watch the ruins disintegrate. And I'm sorry I'm so passionate and I'm sorry I'm so angry, but watching that on stage is an embarrassment. It is an embarrassment. And I'm not gonna blame those fucking idiots. I'm gonna blame the surrogates and I'm gonna blame us, because we should have checked those surrogates way earlier and we should have been better about calling them on their shit. Not just on Twitter, we should have been organizing and we didn't. And I'm not talking about organizing just for like messaging and protests. I'm talking about organizing things that can actually make change and actually fundamentally affect the system, because we are old enough to do it. We are widespread and vocal enough to do it. Why aren't we? That's our show. Let me know what you think in the comments. Listen, I understand the apprehension with voting and the apprehension with Biden and all of this stuff. But like, the Chevron doctrine is not a fucking game. It's really scary. It is really scary. And the other thing I would encourage you is you can still have hope. Like, even if this is crazy, you can still have hope. But that sounds fucking ridiculous. But this is a moment in time where everybody realizes how fucked up things are. And if we make it to November and we beat this fucking fascist and everything is okay on the next day after the election, the work doesn't end. The thing I love about this medium and like speaking and art and all of this kind of shit is that it's a process. You have to fall in love with the process. And I love the process of building communities and trying to figure things out. There is going to be a time where all of the people who we are fighting, who are fighting the culture wars, have to sit down and figure out, oh fuck, we live in the same house. That's not joking, all right? Like, it is. We're in the same boat. And once we fucking do that, once we can finally figure that shit out, then we will find the One Piece. And Gold Roger's dream will be fulfilled. Although he didn't fucking say anything about the gun. I'm gonna spoil it. I don't want to do that. I know it was a serious episode, guys. I love y'all. I just had to talk. Anyway, my name is Zaid Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back with another Zed Talks. Check out the last Zed Talks. We have another episode of Let 'Em Cook. We're actually recording on Tuesday. I'm really excited for it. My name is Zaid Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Let's go.